There are two distinct love stories that unfold in every adult's life, but only one is widely acknowledged. The first is the well-known journey of romantic love, the quest for a partner who understands us, sees us fully, and chooses to stay. This story has its own rich mythology, celebrated in books, music, and culture. It's openly discussed, socially accepted, and even expected. When it falls apart, society permits us to grieve openly. It's a love story that has been told countless times, and it resonates deeply because it's seen as a universal human pursuit. The second love story, however, is far less discussed. It's harder to name and even more difficult to admit. This is the story of our desire to matter to the world, to be noticed, respected, and taken seriously. It's the longing to walk into a room and have people lean in, to be acknowledged as someone who counts. Philosopher Alain de Botton calls this the quest for love from the world, and he argues that it is no less intense, no less complicated, and no less painful than the pursuit of romantic love, especially when it goes unmet. What we often label as ambition is frequently rooted in this second love story. It's not a simple desire for wealth or power in the abstract. Instead, it's the yearning to be seen and validated, to feel like we have significance in the eyes of others. This idea isn't new. Adam Smith, the renowned 18th century economist and philosopher, understood this dynamic long ago. He observed that the wealthy take pride in their riches, not merely because of what money can buy, but because wealth commands attention. Attention, Smith argued, is what humans have always sought. Conversely, the poor endure not only material deprivation, but also the pain of invisibility. Smith noted that the poor man goes out and comes in unheeded. His poverty is not just financial but relational. To be overlooked, to be unseen, is its own form of suffering. This relational aspect of inequality is often overlooked in discussions about social hierarchies. The harm of being low on the social ladder isn't just financial, it's deeply emotional and psychological. To be at the bottom often means receiving less care, less patience, and less warmth, the very things that affirm a person's humanity. These wounds, inflicted by a lack of recognition, cut deeply and are often more enduring than financial hardship alone. De Botton provides a powerful metaphor to capture this experience. He describes the self as a leaking balloon, perpetually needing external affirmation to stay inflated. A colleague's distracted greeting can cast a shadow over an entire day. A remembered slight can unravel an otherwise peaceful evening. On the flip side, a small act of kindness, someone using your name or truly listening to you, can transform a day into something meaningful and bearable. This need for external validation isn't a sign of vanity or weakness. It's a fundamental part of being human. From the moment we are born, we depend on others' attention for survival. An infant who isn't held, noticed, or cared for doesn't just feel unhappy, it physically fails to thrive. This primal need for attention doesn't disappear as we grow older. Instead, it goes underground, manifesting in our career aspirations, social anxieties, compulsive phone checking, and the sting of being overlooked or dismissed. What makes the second love story particularly challenging is its scale. Romantic love, even at its most demanding, involves the opinions of one or two people whose validation we seek above all others. In contrast, the love of the world is a far broader and more precarious pursuit. It's a love we seek from everyone, and it can be withheld by anyone. A colleague's a stranger's indifference, or the sense that we're invisible at a social gathering. These moments may seem trivial on the surface, but they cut to the core of our need to be seen and valued. The philosopher William James once remarked that the most effective form of psychological torture is to have everyone you encounter act as though you don't exist. This observation highlights a profound truth. Being ignored or treated as unimportant is one of the most common yet least discussed human experiences. It's a subtle but pervasive form of pain, and part of the reason it's so rarely addressed is that admitting to this need feels embarrassing. We'd rather talk about our goals, our drive, and our ambitions than confess that at their heart, these pursuits are often driven by a simple desire to be loved and recognized by a world that distributes its love unevenly and sometimes cruelly. Acknowledging this second love story can bring a measure of comfort, or at least clarity. The anxiety that many people carry through their professional and social lives often stems not just from the fear of failure, but from the deeper fear of becoming, in the eyes of the world, a nobody. This fear is as old as humanity itself. It's not something to be dismissed or suppressed, but rather something to be understood and taken seriously. The challenge, then, is to redefine the world whose love we seek. Instead of chasing the elusive and often unattainable validation of the broader world, we might focus on a smaller, more meaningful circle of people who truly see and value us. These are the people who can give us the affirmation and connection that the external world often withholds. By narrowing our focus and investing in these relationships, we can find a more sustainable and fulfilling source of love and recognition. This idea is explored in greater depth in Alain de Botton's work, Status Anxiety. His insights invite us to reflect on the nature of our ambitions and the hidden desires that drive them. They challenge us to confront the second love story that shapes our lives and to seek a more compassionate and grounded understanding of what it means to be human.